marriage is going to have challenges. Over time, there are so many things that can take the focus away from your relationship. Philip and Holly Wagner are the pastors of Oasis Church in Los Angeles. In Philip's new book, he shares 10 areas that help them keep their 28-year marriage strong and can help strengthen your marriage too.
Philip and Holly Wagner are here with us now, and we welcome you both to the 700 Club.
Yeah,
Happy anniversary tomorrow,
yes.
right?
28 years, yay!
Wow,
we did it.
awesome.
In Hollywood, that's a long time.
It's a miracle. We think a star should be put in the Walk of Fame just for that.
I was going to say, you might be the only ones. No, I want to talk a little bit about how we perceive marriage, though, because I don't think anybody gets married consciously saying, well, I sure hope this works out, and if it doesn't, we'll just get a divorce. I mean, everybody thinks their relationship is special,
right,
and theirs is going to be the one that survives, and then in pretty short order, we find out, you know what, we're pretty much like everybody else. Tell us about your marriage on national television.
Well, we're like everyone else. We had the romantic idea of it and the sort of naive, and then when you find out that you have real differences and there's some work to do, most people think, maybe I married the wrong person, or this shouldn't be this hard.
Yeah, everybody thinks that at some point, I married the wrong person, because I think America has this, we teach this mentality of there is one person out there for you and you just have to find them. Right? And so then you start having conflicts and you go, wrong person.
Yeah, who is that guy and what was I thinking?
Yeah, exactly, what was I thinking?
But Holly, a lot of women, I think, have very high emotional and romantic expectations about their relationship, kind of unrealistic expectations in some ways. What do you speak
it's unfair.
to women?
I think men are wonderful, but they're
wonderful, but
but they're not saviors. Do you know, I think sometimes we expect them to fill every gap in our soul and in our heart, and they're not really designed to do that. And so I think, you know, one of the things that we've had to work on in our marriage is each of us becoming healthy people, because two actually are better than one. A half plus a half is not better than one.
And kind of releasing each other from the pressure of having to be all of that. You know, one of the things we hear in the culture that we live in today, well, first of all, because of no-fault divorce, you know, all you need to say is we have irreconcilable differences. Right. I mean, what does that really mean?
We all have
the truth is, 28 years, we have irreconcilable differences right now.
Right this second.
And really, you know, the differences that we had are so big, but that almost buried us. And we learned to honor those differences, respect them, see them as strengths and not as things I needed to change about her or she needed to change about me.
So how did you move from, you know, there's just a natural thing in us that wants the other person to be what I need them to be. So how did you leap over that quantum need to a place of actually regarding and honoring each other's need?
Yeah, we just came to the understanding that our differences are strengths. She has strengths that I don't have, and I have strengths that she doesn't have. And, you know, we, instead of trying to change her, think about we're a team.
Which he did.
Yeah, tried to.
He tried, and I tried to change him.
I was just going to say women are famous in that.
Yeah, I mean, we can hardly wait to marry him so we can fix him, because God knows they need it, right? And so we did both try to change each other, and I would get so frustrated because I'm like this outgoing, you know, woohoo kind of person, and he's the deep thinker, methodical person, and I kept thinking if he would just be like me, then it'd be perfect.
Have a lot more fun around here.
But then I realized actually his demeanor, his calmness, the way he thinks is a strength to us, and then my people-making, friendly, those skills are a strength to our marriage. But let me tell you, it sounds ha-ha fun now, but it was really hard for us in those years.
It's not ha-ha fun when you're
honestly, it just is. It was a determination. I mean, really, it's just a determination. We're going to work this out. And I think in the beginning, we just made this agreement that divorce was not going to be an option for us. It was not even on the table.
You were going to somehow
we're going to work this out. We're going to do whatever it takes. We're going to read books, go to seminars, learn, work this out, and you know, until we get to a place of
and we encourage people to do the work and realize it does take work, but it's not work like a life sentence of hard labor. It's to work.
It feels like it sometimes.
But it's work for a goal, and the goal is to enjoy life, enjoy our marriage and each other, and we have that. We have a great friendship. We love each other, And, you know, we realize it takes some work.
Yeah.
You talk in your book How to Turn Your Marriage Around in 10 Days. That's encouraging, isn't it?
It can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Or start, anyway.
You talk about 10 things that can turn a marriage around. We don't have time to do all 10 of them, but address a few of the most important, if you would.
I think the first one is honor. I think that we don't understand the impact of that, and it's easy to honor somebody when they're new and you're engaged, but then human nature, we take each other for granted.
Yeah.
And I believe behind every marriage problem there is an honor problem.
Wow.
So whether the struggle is finances,
boy, that's an amazing statement.
yeah, finances or sexuality or differences, somebody is feeling dishonored, and somebody isn't honoring. So then, for instance, our differences, I was just like, oh, you're so different, and I would dishonor her or dismiss the things that was
because
important.
it wasn't the way you were.
Right.
It was
Sure,
less
and she
than.
would do the same with me, and so nobody feels drawn to a relationship where you don't feel honor. And so you have to get honest and think, how am I dishonoring her? Or have those hard conversations where, what is it that I do that makes you feel honored? And then reinvest in that.
And we had those hard conversations, and then the tendency is when you ask a question like that, like, what am I doing that shows you dishonor or disrespect? And then he would say something, and then my immediate response was to get defensive, which doesn't help. So when you have those conversations, you have just to go, okay, that's what I'm...
You know, in some ways, it's like we're looking to get from each other what we're supposed to get from Christ.
Yeah.
And that's a very important thing in our individual walks, as important as it is for us to love each other. Well, if you're struggling in your marriage or you just want to take yours to the next level, get the Wagner's book. It's called How to Turn Your Marriage Around in, this is wonderful, only 10 days. It's available wherever books are sold. I suggest you read it.